Hi there, welcome to Matt Bajerski YouTube channel. I've got a drink on hand. We're going to have a great chat today about something that is really taking precedent over the world right now. It's something that I've been talking about for many years. You already know that. So I'm not somebody who's just jumping onto the bandwagon, wanting more likes, wanting to get credibility over something that somebody's just learnt a few words about. The music isn't playing today, guys. No idea why, but maybe it's meant to be like this. Maybe it's just meant to be my voice, so you're not listening to background music. Today's a great day to talk about the rollout of 5G, which is happening all around the world. It is a global phenomenon. It is a global catastrophe beyond all other catastrophes in this world. First, it may have been cigarettes, and now I think it's probably in history is going to show us that it's going to be this 5G that's caused more cancers, more illness, more eye issues, more brain tumours, more long-term cellular effects of real biblical proportions. Now, it sounds all like, oh my God, we don't want to hear this, but you know what? Truth is truth. You've got to hear it. So, if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name's Matt Bajerski. I've been a healer. Where have you gone? Where's he gone? Stop right there. As soon as he heard the mention healer or energy, I'm off. He lost me at healer. Okay, so 16 years ago, I entered into a world that I didn't know anything about. It was so unusual and actually so fascinating. It really was. I'm not a guy who's got gripped into any field of work, and as many of you already know, I've had over 100 jobs in my life, but the only one job that really kept me in interest was this new world of understanding energy, understanding how people can be healed through the art of this energy, this universal flow. I'm now the founder of the Pure Energy Healing Academy worldwide. We have over 1,500 members, and probably a lot more, but they're all practitioners training all over the world, working really hard, one-to-one, all over clinics, some in hospitals, all over. So like many other forms of energy healing, the world is embracing this now. And the reason why we as healers are starting to really make a difference in the world is because it comes a point in the pharmaceutical industry that they cannot fix somebody. So they kind of give up hope and say, well, we've given you all we can. It's not working. Sorry, you're going to die, or the chances are something even worse is going to happen. So they're left in limbo. We are the ones who then you come to, if not you personally, but people who are lost and they don't know what to do. Many people come to us before the pharmaceutical, so that's another subject. But we then embrace that client and we start to work on their, what we call their spark, their energy, their spirit, whatever you want to call it. People call it chi, prana. I like to call it life force, because when you die, when you pass into the spirit world, you move into the spirit world, and this is just a piece of flesh that either gets buried and moves into the ground and becomes part of Mother Nature and recycles, or you get burned, the body gets burned. But you as a soul, as a spirit, live on, because your spirit never dies. That's why there's no such thing as death. So 16 years ago, I started to work on people and start to understand and learn and feel what was wrong with their body. If there was an issue, feel what I could do to try and make a difference with just my hands being a little bit above, feeling, wow, that feels different just here. Why is that? And then the client wouldn't say anything, and I'd say, well, I felt this here, and they'd say, wow, that's exactly where my problem is. So I realized that you can actually feel energy. And the more you start to feel in this field of work, the more you become heightenedly aware of energies, not just the energy of illness, but the energy of anger, bitterness, sadness, grief, love, joy, power, all of these amazing creative energies. And you see, energy is like a word. So I am a healer. That's an energy. You can feel it. I am a creator of a book. I can feel that energy. I can feel it because you vibrate at whatever energy you are doing or feeling at any given moment. The reason why I'm giving you this information is so that you can digest what I'm saying, where I'm coming to. So I am coming to a place where you will want to hear. So 16 years ago, I started working on a client. That client came, and then that client told another client. I never advertised, and then that client told another client saying, this guy actually feels things that I never told him. And then I feel better. Oh my God, the depression I had's gone. But I'm telling you, and people were coming with many different issues with spirituality, with not being able to feel anything because they were closed off, depression, people taking their lives, then coming to me trying to get rid of that. And I helped many people. Then I opened my doors to people with cancer because my mother died of cancer when I was 12. So I wanted to give back. I wanted to see if I could make a difference to people, not save them, not cure them, but maybe to help them along their journey. Now, some people came, many people came, even doctors came, even nurses came, nurses who had retired, and they said, my God, I'd been for this diagnosis, they've told me it's this size, then I came for a healing with you and now it's gone. And so I'm hearing, wow, this thing really works. Energy, healing energy. There is something that we can do to help. So one reading after another, after a healing session, it went on, then week after week, and over the 14 years, if you add up from roughly 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock, but add a lot more on top of that because I worked longer hours, you'll start to get a breakdown and understanding that if you took me as a scientist and said, stick me in a room and said, right, tell me what you feel about this person. They're not a petri dish, but they're a human, and I'm trying to feel what's wrong and what I can do to help them. This is almost science-based if you look at it that way. So I learned to understand energy. I learned to understand feelings. I learned to put these pieces together and come up with an understanding. And I really became pretty cool at learning and understanding and feeling energy to its highest degree. So where I'm going to is that this morning I received a message via a friend, and it was from John. It was the Kennedy Jr., who is alive, and I've got it up there, and it's about 5G, the rollout of 5G, and he's very much into safe vaccines. So you probably know who he is, but what he posted this morning was really interesting. And it says, what you may feel with 5G now, because it's been rolled out, and I actually believe wholeheartedly it was rolled out months and months ago, if not at least a year ago. So the first thing, I'm going to read them out to you and see if you relate to any of these things. Headaches, heart palpitations, tingling, that could be of the fingers, of the body, tinnitus, no sensitivity, brain fog, cognitive problems, memory loss, eye pressure, nosebleeds, nausea, fatigue, shortness of breath, impaired speech, really interesting, dizziness, sleep problems, night sweats, nightmares, loss of hair, skin rash, low or high blood pressure, persistent flu. Right. Persistent flu-like symptoms, muscular pains. You know what? I can honestly say I know a lot of people with many of those that can tick many of those boxes. Now, here's the little thing that really is quite dramatic and scary that we need to really understand. Now was what I just gave you, but later, if we allow this rollout to continue, tumours, cancer, DNA damage, cell damage, damage, oh my God, I can't even read half of this, but it's nerve damage. There's so much here that I can't read. They're huge words for me, and I've got dyslexia, so I can't read them. Damage to your sperm, so it will stop women from having children as well, and men, low sperm count. That's what I'm guessing that this says. Impaired blood flow to the brain. Alzheimer's. Brain injury. The list actually goes on from that. I could continue with that list with the damage, much more than that. I could go on and on. Long-term effect. I could probably fill 5 pages with the long-term effect that I know that 5G is going to cause. So now that people are becoming aware, and people are, maybe I shouldn't say that because they'll knock this video off. People are doing things now. People are taking action. Okay, work that one out for yourself. A good go-to, who I went to many years ago, and I really, truly, 100% believe with all my heart, is a man who worked for the military-industrial complex. He was a bomb expert, and he was an expert on microwave, which is basically, that's what we're talking about. It's a microwave. It's a weapon. People call it Death Tower, which is a great analogy, because it is a death tower. It's basically killing human life and killing plant life and Mother Nature. No doubt about it. There is no research at all that you can come at me and say, well, actually, Mark, you're wrong. And you know why? Because these people who have created this know that any research that is done is going to point out everything that the Kennedy says, and that I and millions upon millions of people have been saying for at least 2 years and back. Barry Trower has been saying this for a decade, if not 30 years. He left his job. He left the military because of what he saw was happening. And he said, you should not be killing people. And that is exactly what 5G does. It literally kills people. So this isn't a blowout or you're a conspiracy. This is fact. This is fact. And you cannot come at me with any other facts to counteract this truth that I'm saying. Because like I said, the big boys, the ones who have made this, know it. And they will not do an independent test because they know the outcome. We all know the outcome. So I make this video with this story, and it goes like this. I love Bali, and I go there to do retreats. Last time I was there, I was very concerned because I bought a mobile phone, which was a new mobile phone, which was a Huawei, and it was the latest Huawei. One night I sat down on my bed after finishing my work, and I put Netflix on. And for the first time in my life, I started to get a headache, which was so scary and literally really scary. I thought I was going to die. It was like somebody was stabbing me in the head. Now I come to know that it is the energy, the microwave, that targets a certain part of your brain. And this was kicking out the 5G. Now, you may turn around and say there is no 5G at the moment. That's not true. There is 5G. It's everywhere and it's being pumped out all the time, but in certain places. So depending on where the tower is and how it's working, and depending on what country you're at, will that 5G be working? I know for a fact that 5G is working in Bali. I know for a fact it is working in Ubud, because I experienced that energy and I felt it, and I know when that energy is on. I know when it's switched on. So the towers may be there and they may not be switched on, but I know when they are, because I can feel energy more than anybody, because I've worked with it and I am sensitive to it. That's my credentials. That's why I know I am able to speak my truth and say what I'm saying. The point of that feeling, that stabbing in my head and my eyes were being drained, almost dry, I knew there was something wrong, but I didn't put my finger on it. I didn't think about it, and I switched the phone off. And I tried to switch the lights off and tried to get rid of this pain. I was using like certain crystals. I was using oils. And then after half an hour, 45 minutes, it disappeared. And then I thought, thank God for that. I'm okay now. And then I switched my phone back on and I put Netflix on. No sooner did I do that, the pain came back again. Oh my God moment. That was it. This new phone is actually a microwave to my brain, and I switched it off, and then I shared a message with social media, with YouTube. It might even still be there. It might have been taken down, because most 5G is taken down now because they know, and it's been censored. Anything with 5G is censored, like anything with coronavirus, censored, and 5G is connected to coronavirus, and I've said it and I'll continue saying it. So all of these things happened at once in Bali, and then I started noticing something really bizarre. I went from Ubud to Canggu on a motorbike to visit some friends. As I'm driving, I started noticing cell towers, the deaf towers. I didn't see one or two, I saw 50, maybe more. And they were being erected everywhere in Bali. As I was driving, they were literally everywhere. Now, the Balinese probably don't even understand this. They're a beautiful people, loving, kind, caring, and this company is putting these deaf towers up everywhere. Now, what I noticed first was that same pain, that same sharpness in my head. And I went, oh my God. And then within a few seconds, it disappeared. And I thought, oh my God, my pain's coming back again. It mustn't have been my phone. It must be me. Carried on going a little bit further, hit me again. And that's when I saw the towers for the first time. I went, oh my God, moment again. And I realized then I started seeing all these towers. I was literally going to invest in a property and live in Bali. I stopped the sale and I left there. That's how much I believe in what I'm saying. I left there because I realized that the whole of this island was being bombarded by cell towers. And if you don't believe me, go on Google search, go on Google Map and go down and have a look at and you will see the cell towers. They're literally everywhere. So from there, I took a trip back to my beautiful village, where I've got to be honest, there is only one cell tower in the village that I know of, and it's hidden very well. And that's way, way, way from me. The other cell towers are on the next mountain on top, and there must be 30 or 40 of them up there. So now I know I'm pretty okay, apart from the Wi-Fi and what's happening down here, which I need to switch off most of the time. Okay, so when I get back here, I'm relieved. I feel better. It's been 2 months. It should have been 3 months. I should have stayed there 3 months, but no way, I'm going. So I left. So I decided one day to go down to Decentral, and it's a lovely little cafe, and it's in Marbella, and that's about 45 minutes away from here. And I decided to go on the toll road where you pay tolls. As I'm driving on that road, all of a sudden that pain came back again. And I went, oh my God, not again. I turned and I looked and I see a new cell tower. Oh my God, moment 3. I quickly put my phone on and I did a live on Facebook and shared the information. And as I'm talking, I'm literally seeing, I've been on this road many times. What the hell is going on? There's cell towers everywhere towards Marbella. Literally, at least 50 I saw. Oh my God. I told people the burning sensation that I got in Palo is now here. The moral of this story is this. You can take this information, what you've heard today from me, from my belief system, and you can utilize that. And after 6 months, if I'm wrong, then what harm has that done to you? If you walk away from what I'm saying and call me a quack and an idiot, if 6 months passes and you continue living in this energy around you, and you continue using your phone against your ear with the new 5G, and you continue using it, what if you do get ill? Ask yourself which makes more sense, to err on the side of caution, or to say this stupid man here is talking nonsense because it doesn't fit into my world and I want 5G which is fast and I don't give a damn what he says. And then you get ill in 6 months. Ask yourself, if you're lying down on a hospital bed with an illness and you find out later that actually 5G was the cause, wouldn't it make more sense to listen to this quack and say in 6 months, well, I listened to him and now we've now got proof that 5G is okay because they're going to bring out scientific papers to say it is, which they won't, but at least then you've got something to weigh up on. At this moment in time, you cannot point the finger at me saying I'm wrong because there's no scientific evidence to say that 5G is safe. Not one paper you can show me, because they know that any independent paper that is being given to you after research on 5G is going to be so damning that they're going to do everything they can to stop anybody doing independent research. And that's what's happening. This morning, The Guardian, which is a newspaper in England, printed the most ridiculous article. It was about 200 birds called starlings that had all died at once. We know it's 5G, but do you know what their conclusion was? Because they have no other alternative. They will not allow them to tell you the truth. They printed this, that a hawk chased them and they all hit themselves against something and died at once. Now, if you are not receiving alarm bells after what I've just said there, then I don't know what else I can do. I can point you in a direction of Barry Trower, who speaks the truth, who talks about these microwaves and what they're doing to people in big crowds, what the microwave is doing and what it's done to people over the years. I can point you in certain other directions, but I think it's important that you use your common sense. You use your feelings to feel, is this guy trying to sell you something? No, I'm not. Am I doing it for any other reason? Because he actually might care? Well, think about that and ask yourself. I can't sway you either way. I'm just asking you to think, do you think that I really give a damn? Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something now. I actually lose more friends. I actually lose more money when I do these videos because people run away and they don't want to hear it. And they don't want to go to my website and maybe buy something. So I actually lose more. I could do videos every day of beautiful things, talking about healing crystals, talking about how to help yourself and how to be strong and powerful. And I'll tell you now, I create more than when I make a video like this. I do it because I love you. No other reason. No other reason, because I don't want you to be ill. Because for the past 16 years, I have seen the effect of 5G, of telephones, and I am telling you, they are the most dangerous thing other than the cigarette was once believed to be healthy, and now it is the most dangerous thing to smoke. And the consequences of cigarettes are horrific, as you all know. That's proven. But now it's 5G. That's the next death cigarette. But it's invisible. You can't see it. Okay? But it's there. So I leave you with this. Do your research. Keep away from 5G. Do your best to protest and say no, and say you don't want it, you don't want a tower near you, and switch your Wi-Fi off as much as you can. Don't go for the new phones, which are 5G. Stick with your older phones because they're not brilliant, but they're better than the new ones. Be wise, do your research all of this yourself, because I'm telling you, if 5G gets rolled out in this world, you will be living in an energy of soup, which is ill, and it's going to make us all ill. And all of those things that the Kennedy has written down on his Instagram is true. It's all real. It's all true. So have a great day, guys, from my heart to yours. Keep strong. Keep you using all the things that you know is good for you, your oils, your crystals. Yellow is the color to heal from the 5G. So any 5G around you, just give it a go. It sounds crazy, but Einstein was correct. Yellow is the color of protection towards these rays. Wrap yellow around anything and wear yellow as much as you can. Yellow crystals are great as well. Chungite is great. Get yourself down to your local crystal shop. Oils of protection, oils and incense to clear your energy, and of course eat as much healthy fruit and vegetables, organic as much as you can. Lots of ginger. And go to all my other videos where I did a live the other day as well. It talks about how to heal from 5G and how to strengthen your immune system. But really, we have to now get rid of 5G completely. It's got to go, okay? The alternative, which was said, we can live in a world of fiber optics without 5G. Fiber optics is safe, as Barry Trower says. So I'll post a link here underneath with Barry Trower. Do some research. He's the only go-to because he's the guy. He really is for me. But I'm sure there's a lot more people who are just as equally intelligent, who has worked in this field of industry. So do your research. If you've got any recommendations, put them underneath. But I really believe that coronavirus is connected definitely to the 5G, because all of the symptoms, which I couldn't even read because the words were so big, is to do with your chest, breathing, infection, long-term illness, and all the stuff with your nose and everything else. It's so connected. It really is. But do your own research. Take a little bit of time today and be wise, be smart. From my heart to yours, have a great day. Bye for now.